What's going on? It's your boy Coach here. Day 15's in the books, and so we're starting off this week pretty strong. I will say I got a little bit of a congestion and a cough kind of brewing, so hopefully that doesn't get any worse. I'm not really going to push myself too hard when I'm like this. Gonna do things that are good for my immune system as I have in the past weeks with my nutrition, and not getting overly crazy with exercise. So I would say that calorie wise, I think we went a little over last week, not too much in terms of where my goal was, but we still I think stayed in the realm of about a 4,000 calorie deficit in my guess. It was about a pound of fat, and so that's actually right on track. So for this week, I'm just going to be keeping it just the same. Activity's not going to get out of control. I'm probably going to do maybe an extra walk in there. But overall, like I said, not hungry. I'm feeling pretty good, other than, like I said, the ailment that's trying to brew on me here. But that's okay. We're going to get through it. So my tip for today is going to be on something that's probably controversial, and it's actually on tracking devices. So I get a rare question every now and again about why do you wear two watches? And funnily enough, is they don't do everything. Each one has its own specific, I guess, specialty or whatever. So this is a Fitbit Versa 2. I've actually been wearing Fitbit products for probably 6 years or so. I've gone through, I think, 4 devices, so they don't last forever. They take a beating, especially me. I'm hard on this stuff. So one thing I like about this watch in particular is it's fairly close about tracking my calories out. Now, how accurate? Maybe 10%. Something I want to mention, a drawback to this Garmin for me is and this is where you got to be careful about, the calories out and what they read out. Sometimes they read high, sometimes they read low. Well, in my case, this one reads significantly lower than this one. And when I'm in maintenance, I'm eating roughly, after a week of data, approximately with this thing saying, and I do stay about the same weight composition. With this one, it's about 1,000 calories lower per day of saying what I burn. So if I ate this, I'd actually be in a very high calorie deficit. And that's on active days, pretty active days and that difference. So that's where you got to be kind of careful. And it's always best to kind of not use these as your main means of how to eat in the beginning, but really just use them to collect data and just see what they're saying. So over time, it might be useful. And I have found that. I don't like how this one tracks my sleep either. I disagree with what it comes back with. It saying I'm getting a lot of sleep, where I know I'm not and I don't feel rested, and this thing will usually indicate I have less REM or less deep for the night. So just some things you got to be careful of and be aware of. So 5%, I don't know. All I know is that if I burn extra calories, I don't eat those calories back. But in terms of when I'm seeing consistent on a caloric, weekly caloric intake, it's kind of interesting to see that it's pretty close to where I need to be based on what this watch data was. Now, there's some other cool features that I really like on this watch. It's got, a timer that I like using for when I'm in the gym, know how long I'm there, or, timing my rest and my time under, in an exercise. It's also got a vibration feature for sleep. So I have an alarm that wakes me up with just vibration rather than noises and alarms that are auditory. I don't really like that style of waking up. So this seems to be much better. It also tracks my sleep pretty well. I like the data it gives out, and it seems like the longer I've used it and more data it's got on me, the better it's gotten, I'd say, with my patterns and whatnot, and helping me in terms of where I'm at, where I need to be, and it gives me reminders about moving and things like that. So love that. Now this, on the other hand, is a Garmin Forerunner, and I was convinced to buy one of these when I started doing a lot of running about 1.5 years ago. And it really did help with my running goals in terms of you can see your pace. It's GPS in terms of, it maps your run. It does some really cool things in that realm. But now, since I'm not running, I still use it for my walks, making sure I'm staying on time and, plotting that. I didn't really like this device for activity. I didn't think it did what I wanted it to do. So really like it for that. Do I have to wear it all the time? Not necessarily. But for some reason, it also feels kind of balanced. I don't like things out of balance. And in fact, if I could have some chip to track this stuff instead of wearing this, I'd probably prefer that, because I don't really like wearing this kind of stuff in the in my career field. because it just gets banged up. So that's going to be it for today. And if you're curious about any of these devices, there's probably a lot of reviews out there to help you make a decision. But if anything, I recommend it not just to track your calories out, but just give you reminders to move and give you some data to work with. So at least you kind of start building patterns and baselines of things you can compare later. So for me, if I were using one of these, I would want to see, my activity slowly increasing over the week when you bring activity in. And that's a good starting point. So I hope that helps, and I will see you tomorrow.